Welcome, everybody, to episode, can you believe it?
69.
69. That is right. Episode 69 of Planet Film Live. I'm one of your hosts, Sean Monk.
I'm your other host, TJ Cornwell, and this week we welcome Mr. Travis Gagne. Hello, Travis.
Hello, everybody.
Woo!
I think we're going to be talking a lot of Scream tonight.
Oh, baby.
The new one comes out Thursday, or tomorrow night. And then we'll probably get Travis' thoughts on a bunch of other different topics, maybe his favorite horror movies. I know you're more of a horror movie guy than probably either of us.
I do like my horror movies, yes.
All right, so what do we want to start with? Do we want to start with something certain or?
I mean, I guess we could do what have you been? Well, let's start with Travis. I suspect this might be short based on what you texted me earlier. What have you been watching lately?
Not a whole lot, honestly. I've been behind a bit, I admit.
Oh yeah.
Any shows or anything?
No, I've got to catch up on the
No.
Boba Fett and stuff.
Have you played Ratchet and Clank yet?
Oh yeah.
No.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Put me on blast tonight, huh? No.
Yeah.
No. Oh,
In the
did
hot
you?
seat.
All I do is
You're
sleep now.
You're in the hot seat.
I think I texted you this like a month ago or 2 months ago in a group chat with Brandon. But you are aware they are making a Twisted Metal series, correct?
Yes, I remember you did say this. If there another game was on the horizon, I am very pleased.
This guy loves.
Well, it's a
Twisted Metal.
show.
I thought you said a game, but
No,
a show would be
it's a
nice.
series.
A show would be interesting too, because I know there was rumors of a movie
So
around
can you tell me
2012.
what is Twisted Metal? Because I know you always talk about it and stuff like that, and I've never played any of them. But what?
Twisted Metal is car combat focused on. They have main characters in most iterations of the games. They are kind of like, to put it lightly, messed up stories for the most part. The general rule of thumb is if you want something good, you get screwed over. If you want something bad, you get it in most variations of the games. It's car combat. Main character is Sweet Tooth, the killer clown, of course.
Oh.
Probably top three characters are Sweet
Wow.
Tooth, Dollface, and Mr. Grimm.
Okay, I'll take your word for it on that one.
How
There you
many?
go.
How many have they made? Like,
Yeah, how many are there?
There was 1, 2, 3, 4. Twisted Metal Black, Small Brawl, Head On. I'm just like listening.
Jesus.
Like 7, and I think the PS3 one like 8 or 9. I'm not sure. Pause.
Positive. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Man, your hair is getting long. I just saw around the back for the first time.
The thing with me is like I will go because my friend's a barber, so I just go to him. But
He get you the hookup for free?
no, I pay him.
Oh, okay. I was like, whoa.
Although sometimes he like is like, you can only pay me this much. I'm like,
I get what you're saying.
I'm
yeah.
not gonna give you. I'm gonna give you more than that
Yeah.
because he does it in with another guy who owns the shop.
Gotcha.
So it's just the two
Yeah.
of them.
It's like you give him the full price, and all right, the rest is your tip.
Yeah, basically.
There you go.
But yeah, I went there like 2 weeks ago to do my beard, or maybe it was more than that.
Yeah, the beard. It's looking shaped.
Well, I have to go. Well, I'm getting my
Yeah.
haircut, and I'm going to do the beard again.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
don't know if I've told the story before, but Travis, I know you can grow a beard. Maybe you not so much.
All right.
Also, our friend Anthony,
Not a
big
full one.
beard, big beard.
Nowhere
guy.
on the near level of you two guys, of you three guys.
Well, even me, I don't even think I would compare to Travis or Anthony. But
yeah.
I just am unable to like trim it because I'll just mess it up. So I have to go to him to get it done. So
I'm in
usually
the same
it's,
boat. That's why I really don't grow a beard.
yeah, and like if you grow it out, you just shave it like all the like you don't
I
really
usually
trim
just
it.
when I trim it, it usually winds up lopsided or something.
Right.
I don't know why. And then I'm like, I'm shaving it off.
Yeah, I should ask Anthony next time if he trims his.
I think he just looks like.
I
that.
feel like he just like lets it go and then he just shaves the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but
We're talking beards.
yeah.
You never know what
beard podcast.
You never know what Planet Beards, Planet facial hair.
Beards.
All right, so I have a few things I've watched. Oh, actually, so I watched. So I'd never seen European Vacation or Vegas Vacation.
Okay, all right.
National
We're
Lampoon's.
talking some old stuff here, huh?
Yeah, not great. I'm here to tell you, not great.
Correct.
Vegas, worst one. European, better,
yeah.
but still not great. So I think my ranking, I'd probably do Christmas, then just regular Vacation.
Can you rank for me the kids? Because the kids change in every movie.
Christmas Vacation, hands down the best kids.
Okay, yeah.
100%. Although I haven't seen the first Vacation in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to compare.
They're
that.
good, but they're nowhere near like Johnny Galecki and stuff.
Right,
Like,
yeah,
it's just
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's just perfect.
And
like,
I thought
so good.
for at least like a few, like one or two like at least two movies they carried over, but they never do.
Yeah.
And
those awkward things too, where it's supposed to be the same kids and then it's always a different actor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every single movie
Every
it's
single
different.
time.
Yeah.
That really is weird.
Yeah.
I mean, to me it is.
Right.
I always notice that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I don't know if they'll ever like, or I just don't know why they could never get them back. That makes.
And then it was even a different kid in. Is that a person or a bot?
It's probably. I can't tell from here. It's probably a bot if it says something. I haven't looked at the chat.
I can pull it up. What was I going to say?
Oh, it's Brandon.
Oh, so get him out of here. No.
Brandon said that hunk on the right. Sorry about you, Travis.
I mean, of course.
Oh. He said, "Of course."
What am I supposed to do? Be kosher here?
Yeah.
I've been known to be.
He
an
said that
arrogant
hunk
person.
on the right.
I shouldn't have said I've been known to be arrogant, but you know.
Well, fair enough. What was I gonna say? And then they even recast in the adult one. Ed Helms.
I haven't watched that one.
That one was. I mean, that one is definitely, I would say, either the second or the third best, because the other ones are just like Vegas and European are just terrible. Like the only thing I would compare it to would be the first Vacation.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, I think it might be better than that one. So I would probably put the new one at like number 2, because the new one was really, because it was before Ghostbusters or anything. So the new one was really the first time ever Chris Hemsworth. Well, if you don't count parts
He's
of like
in it?
Cabin in the Woods, yeah. If you don't count like the comedy aspects of Cabin in the Woods,
Yeah.
it was really the first time Chris Hemsworth did a comedy movie. Was the first Vacation movie. People were like, "Oh my god, he's like actually funny." And then he was in Ghostbusters, and they were like, "Oh, he's really funny."
Mm-hmm.
And now he's doing.
Did anyone actually say he was really funny in Ghostbusters?
Well,
Did
I
they?
think
I've never seen it,
I think
so.
it was that movie sucked, but man, Chris Hemsworth was like,
I mean, I'm not
made
saying
me
I'm
laugh
not saying
type
he
of
was
thing.
bad, but it was very just generic dry humor for me. I don't know. Maybe if that's an unpopular opinion to the Hemsworth fans.
Wasn't he like the
No,
desk guy
yeah.
or something?
Yeah, he was like the dumb, whatever. But then he got possessed or whatever.
Oh. jeez.
Oh, spoiler alert. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
But yeah. Sorry. Continue. What else have you watched?
And then I watched Coda, which stands for Child of Deaf Adults. That was a good movie. It's on Apple TV.
Oh wait.
What?
Yeah, I've been wanting to watch that. Like, oh man, I gotta
Yeah.
watch that shit. All right.
Well, I was trying to watch things for the list next week.
Yeah.
So I watched Coda. I watched Being the Ricardos with Danielle. And then I also watched In the Heat of the Night because Sidney Poitier died, and I had never seen any movie he was ever in. Rest in peace, by the way. So I needed to watch one of them, and that was one of the big ones on his IMDb. So I watched that. It was fantastic. Very racist, which I was kind of mad about the whole time. But when he slapped that plantation owner, I was like, let's fucking go.
You're like, that's
fuck
the
that
one.
guy.
Yeah. That's like one of the most famous scenes of all time.
Right,
If
exactly.
anything.
So I want to watch like another one, or like I want to watch Look Who's Coming to Dinner, which is another one that he did. So
They
I want to
call
watch
me
that
Mr.
one.
Tibbs, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I've seen that one.
And that's it. I watched season premiere of Euphoria the other day.
Gotcha. All good stuff. I have also been. One second. Sorry. What is this? No, get out of here. No. And no. Okay. So I've also been watching, and I guess we can just say now for those who don't know. Next week, what TJ was talking about, next week we will be doing our top 10 movies of 2021 next week. Like we talked about closer to the end of the year, like we wanted to give ourselves a couple more weeks just to catch up on some things, which I know definitely, I'm sure for both of us has been good to alter where our list would have been at if we did them like, first week of January or something. So I have also been plugging away at catching up on things, and I will make this recommendation again. I made this off camera, and I will join the bandwagon of people in your home trying to get you to do this. Watch it in Encanto. Watch that before you make the list, because I think I mean, I don't know, it might not, you might not care at all, but
Danielle watched it twice, so
Yeah, I've watched it like 3 times. I think
Wow.
it was. Yeah,
Okay.
it's really really good. It's not like as good as Coco. So I guess I'll say I watched Encanto this week too. So I'm talking about that first. It's not as good as like something like Coco to me. Like it's not on that level, but like it just is one of those movies that like it has a lot of important stuff to say, like that's underlying stuff, and what it actually is about is basically like families break down because people just don't talk to each other. Like that's basically what the whole movie's about.
Right.
So it's like a Disney movie trying to send like real life messages.
Yeah.
Actually trying to hit home on some stuff.
Yeah, which is like what most animated animated Disney movies at least.
Usually they have some underlying theme like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but like this one's the first one that like Coco was like, oh, families togetherness, and we gotta whatever. This was like all of this could have been avoided if you literally just like weren't a terrible, I won't say ex-family member type.
Was Encanto relegated to Disney Plus as well? Or is it
no,
both?
it was theatrical for.
Most.
Oh, so it was
I want to say it was
first.
theatrical for 28 days, I think.
Okay, gotcha.
And then it went to Encanto on Christmas.
Oh, okay.
It went to Disney Plus on Christmas.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, yeah. So then, so we already talked about last week. We talked about the 20th anniversary
Of Harry Potter.
Yeah, where were we? The last week was the 5th, right? Okay, yeah. So last show was the 5th. So starting with the 6th, then I watched Death to 2021, which is the new of the Netflix now. It seems every year they do a little mockumentary with Charlie Brooker, who makes Black Mirror. That was good. It definitely was not as good as last year's, because I feel like last year's was just like so unexpected or whatever. It just felt a little more like played out. Like if they do a Death to 2022 next year, I want them to really like change it up, because it was a lot of returning characters and stuff. Like it was basically like the same. They're like fake characters. Like Hugh Grant plays like this fake historian, and then like there's a whole bunch of different ones.
Okay.
But yeah. So that was okay. And then I watched Don't Look Up.
Yes, you did. You gotta. Okay. You gotta tell. Did you tell me about this at all?
What?
Don't Look Up. Do you want to give your thoughts on it or no?
Well, if you guys want to get my thoughts on it, you can check out our TikTok at the official PFN, where my review is currently up on there.
Okay.
But I did enjoy it. But in terms of the things that you want to talk about, I think we'll wait till next week.
Okay.
Then I watched, only because I thought this had a chance, and it still might. I'm not spoiling anything for next week, because I loved the first one. I finally watched The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
Oh, yeah.
I had started it like a couple months ago, but I never finished it. So I finished that one. And then I watched The Crimes of Grindelwald, which was only my second time seeing it, because I think we talked about last week. I think we both only saw it in theaters once, and that was it. So I rewatched that, and I will definitely say it's a better movie than I think people's brains remind them that it is. If that makes sense. I think there's definitely a lot more there to appreciate, but that being said, it's not a very good movie. And then I did watch catching up on stuff. I watched The Conjuring: The Devil Made Me Do It, which was one of my most anticipated for 2021 that I didn't get around to watching until January 2022. But nonetheless, I did watch that one. That was very good. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I should say, I thought it was going to be a really good movie, but then some of the when it came out, it was a little bit mixed, so that's why I kind of put it off, because I was like, oh, I don't want to be disappointed. But I think I waited the right amount of time that I came back around to just wanting to accept it for what it was, and I was pleasantly surprised. I would put it definitely in like the top 3 of the Conjuring.
Oh wow,
universe.
Brandon said, "Watched Godzilla: King of the Monsters today. Not as bad as I thought people made it out to be."
Boom. There you go. You gotta watch Godzilla versus Kong too. Let us know what you thought about that. But yeah, I liked both of those movies. Godzilla, maybe we'll talk about it next week. Godzilla versus Kong and King of Monsters, I think are really good. Although we already talked about that. I love that universe. And then as we know, I have been plugging away through listening to the audiobooks of the Harry Potter series. I'm currently on Deathly Hallows. And I've also talked about the fact that Half-Blood Prince has been by far my favorite book, and has been my favorite movie. And I was like, I'm not going to watch any of the Harry Potter movies until I finish reading or, listening through all the books. But I just was in such a Half-Blood Prince is good mindset. I just sat down and I watched that movie like out of order, and I just watched it last night. Yeah, still holds up. I still say it is the best movie. But yeah, I think that's where I'm at. I have yet to watch the premiere of Euphoria, only because my roommate is trying to catch up on. She's already seen it, but she was rewatching season 1. And I think she has like 2 episodes left, and then we're gonna watch the new one. I also think she just doesn't. She hates that it's week to week, so I think she wants to, give
a buffer.
Yeah, give as much time as possible. Maybe we'll get like 2 episodes or something. But yeah, I think that's pretty. And then I've been watching Book of Boba Fett, which you can check out tonight. The TikTok that's going to be going out on TikTok, Instagram, and the YouTube Shorts page on our channel. I'll give my thoughts on episode 3 of Book of Boba Fett. But yeah,
cool.
And then we you want to talk about what we've been doing over
on
another website?
We've been streaming on Twitch.
Like almost every night.
Yeah. PFN Gaming. Go watch or go follow it right now if you are not following. We've been playing a lot of Tabletop Simulator the past 2 days. I'm going through Guardians of the Galaxy, the game, which I'm not very. I think I'm like 2 hours in or so, maybe 2.5. But yeah, we're gonna keep doing that consistently every week. So go follow there, and then you can catch our streams. Usually weeknights. And then obviously weekends, where I'll probably be there more often just because I'm probably more free than Sean. But yeah, go follow there. So actually, I have a question for Travis real quick.
Oh, here we go again.
I don't think we ever talked about it. Or I don't know if we ever got Travis's thoughts. Did you see Halloween Kills?
Oh, yeah, did you?
I did not get around to seeing that now. I'm behind.
Oh,
I've heard bad things though. I'll say that much.
I'll say it wasn't great. That's what.
Did you see the 2018 one?
Yes.
What were your thoughts on that?
That one I thought was good. I enjoyed that. I thought it was pretty good. I think that was the general consensus.
Yeah.
It set the tone nicely, and so I was excited for Halloween Kills. I will still watch it, even though I've heard negative things about it. But
it's probably still on Peacock, right?
But the Halloween series to me is an interesting one because for me, some of the worst movies are claimed to be the worst movies are some of the movies I actually really enjoy.
Yeah.
Like I really love Is it not Resurrection? Is that Resurrection? Is that the one with Busta Rhymes?
Isn't that H2O?
Is that H2O?
No, H2O is not the Busta Rhymes one. I think it is Resurrection.
Okay.
And that one's just like even the beginning. It's it's just got that like kind of like the vibe I like kind of goofy but like reference and stuff like it's like some crazy guy I think in the start like who spews off stats about killers or stuff. Like, yeah, and it's like okay, this is.
I've never watched. I've only watched 1, 2, and I think 3, and then the 2018, and then this most recent one.
Well, yeah, once for the main series, if you go back and watch them, then they start getting into the nephew Jamie, and then it starts to really like.
Oh, I did it.
I know it kind of goes off like the rails and stuff like that.
And the Rob Zombie ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you watch those?
I did.
Do you like them or
no?
not?
I don't.
Okay.
He said it.
I've never seen those. I know
they're watchable, but like I don't know. I don't want to like say anything bad about Rob Zombie in particular, but like the first movie is just an hour of the kid, and it's like, why?
Oh.
And then the second movie is this whole random him seeing stuff going on thing. And yeah, it's weird.
Is there any like Jamie Lee Curtis character in those or no? Yeah.
She makes an appearance in no, in those ones not specifically.
Oh, okay.
Jamie Lee Curtis, no. I think her last roles in those ones outside of the new ones were in H2O.
Right.
And then Resurrection, I believe I'm getting this correct. She gets killed in the start.
Oh, okay. What did Brand say? Brand said Busta Rhymes confirmed in Resurrection.
Yes, I thought so. I thought I had the one right because that's when they kind of do like that one's like a like. he sets up like it's like a he wants to make like a show, and then Michael Myers is actually there, and yeah.
One thing I did not realize was in Halloween Kills, what's his name? Michael Anthony Hall's character was Paul Rudd's character. Did you know that? I didn't know that.
Was Paul Rudd's character?
Yeah, because Paul Rudd was in. Was he in H2O or Resurrections? Paul Rudd.
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person. I could not tell you. Sounds like an IMDb
he wasn't in either
question.
of those.
Which one was Paul Rudd? Or was he in
like? I want to say it was either like 4 or 5.
Oh, 4 or 5. Okay.
Yeah, because he's I can't remember specifically, but I think it's like the 5th one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, because they loosely, well, obviously he plays the older version of Tommy who was in the original one, but they kind of like loosely canonize some of the stuff that Paul Rudd's character did, like as the slightly older version of Tommy, but then well, we'll see what happens in Halloween Kills with Tommy, but I wish they could have gotten Paul Rudd back, but he was too busy filming Ghostbusters, so that's fine. Let's see here. Oh yeah, by the way, what I was going to say was I finally figured out well, I didn't figure out, I got YouTube to cooperate with me to link. So if you go to our channel right now to the channels tab, you should be able to subscribe to the PFN Gaming account there.
It's about time.
Yeah, it should be. You can go to the PFN Gaming one and go to that channel tab and subscribe to this channel. That doesn't help you if you're already watching this live stream, but it should be there. Maybe not.
Watch some gaming, play some fun games.
Hell yeah. And let's see. Shelly said, Brandon, I love Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and this is from the girl that saw the original Godzilla movies in the 70s. Oh, look at that. Look at that. All right. You want to talk a little bit of unfortunate, sad news, which is Bob Saget, Robert Saget himself, Danny Tanner, was unfortunately found dead in an Orlando hotel room at the age of 65.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah. Very sad news coming out this week. You guys thoughts on that, or Full House love, or anything like that? America's Funniest Home Videos.
Reasoning? Like, did they say anything?
No, they're still looking into it because it's one of those. Is like there's no definitive reason. Like they were like there was no. One thing they said was like there's no foul play suspected, and there's no drug use or anything in his system or anything. So it's like
it's been natural.
Yeah, and that's like the worst thing too, is that when it's like a brain aneurysm or like a stroke or something, you know what I mean? That's like, although I guess those two things you might even be able to spot pretty quick in like an autopsy, so it must be something even deeper than that. But yeah, like that's just so. And like on his Instagram, because he had just started touring again since COVID, and his Instagram, like 10 hours before he died, he posted and he was like feeling great. It was his first show on his tour. It was this whole huge tour that he was starting.
I mean, that does happen though, unfortunately. People were like, "Oh, I feel fantastic."
Yeah.
Never realized there was an underlying medical condition in Bane.
Yeah. But it's just one of those, like he was like I feel like I'm like 26 again, like I feel on top of the world, like all this stuff. And I was like talking to some people and I was like, it's one of those things that it's like it's so sad because it's like, oh yeah, he was like feeling so good, but then also it's like, is there really a better time to die than, if you feel like you're happy and fulfilled in life, and then as opposed to dying, alone, and if crap goes down or stuff like that. So it's like it's just tough. And again, it's like the same thing with like Chadwick Boseman, like Alan Rickman, Norm Macdonald earlier, a couple months ago. Like these people that are in their like 40s, 50s, and 60s and stuff. It's like, just what is the point of them dying that young? Like, it just sucks. But gotta move on.
I even though I was like past like Full House, like I was way past when it was airing. Yeah, I still grew up with that show. Me and my sister would always watch, like, the reruns on. I think it was, it probably just would have been Nickelodeon or Nick at Night. Yeah. We'd record them and watch them the next day. And yeah, we probably would watch.
You had a VCR?
No, we had like DirecTV. This is when I'm like not in '98 when I was
I know.
But
I was saying
not when I was born.
No, I was saying I was impressed that you had
No, we had.
VCR. We didn't have.
I'm trying to
Such
we didn't
fancy
have
TiVos.
like one was like when was TiVo? When was that? We
Yeah,
didn't have. We
That was-
didn't even
that
have
was
that.
Yeah.
like early 2000s.
That was
wasn't
like probably 2004,
mid-
maybe
2000.
2000.
Okay, we had a VCR, but we didn't record things that way. That was
Okay.
like we didn't pop in
I
the
got you.
VHS, record it like that.
it? I mean, I had VCRs to watch VHS.
Right, but we had like I don't know. All I remember is when we had DirecTV, you just press the button. That's all. I
Yeah, it
remember.
would be like DVR. That's what it was
Right,
called.
yeah, DVR, yeah.
DVR.
I don't how for some reason that didn't come to my
Yeah,
mind.
that word
But,
escaped me.
Yeah, we'd always rewatch those. My sister probably, honestly, still watches Full House, like just recording them and rewatching them all the time. I remember finding out that he was like a comedian that had like really like raunchy kind of sense of humor.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like it was we were on vacation. We do these like family vacations every year, and I don't know how old we were. We probably were like 12 to 15, somewhere in there. Probably younger than that. And it was like me and like all my cousins on my dad's side. And we were in the room like watching like TV, like flipping through the channels, and the Bob Saget roast was on.
Mhm.
And we started watching it. It was like the most like ridiculous, like crazy, like you know, roasts ever. And just like, you know, we were watching this. We were like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Yeah.
Bob Saget is this like filthy comedian or whatever. And you know, it was just it really sucks that he passed away. I never even watched like any AFV like reruns with him either. I don't know if you did. You ever watch?
Yeah,
that? Or you
I
got-
always
you,
used to,
Travis?
because it was usually like because Tom Bergeron took over for him in like the 2000s, and so they would normally play those ones and we would watch that, and then
Right.
it was like if you stayed up for like the later run, like 9 or 10, they would play like the Tom Bergeron
Yeah.
ones, but then at 11 they would play the Bob Saget ones. So like it would be like if we would stay up late enough, they would play them basically.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think it's just
That's
crazy
so
that this like comedian with these edgy jokes is embodying this like
wholesome
widow
dad. Yeah.
widow dad taking care of his three
Hey man,
his
you
three
do
girls.
You could do different things.
Yeah.
Signs of
No, yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, like you have like comedians now making these horror movies where it's like, wow, that was
Yeah, like
that
Jordan
came into your
Peele.
mind,
Yeah.
Jordan Peele,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, well, okay, this is kind of unexpected, but this is really good.
Right,
Mhm.
yeah. Damn, that shit crazy. But it's really sad.
Watch some more Full House.
I know I gotta watch it. I
All
gotta go
Nickelodeon
home.
shows, period.
Whatever.
Hold on.
They're probably rerun. I never watched. Did you watch Fuller House? I didn't watch that.
I watched the first season of Fuller House.
It wasn't great.
So wait,
We're
so that,
gonna be
that
honest.
means they're gonna have to kill
No, you better just go
Danny
back in the
Tanner,
past.
or is that show off?
That show's off. It's gotta
Oh,
be.
okay.
It has to be.
Old TV still holds up.
I'm gonna check.
I have no idea. Like I literally have no idea.
It has to be.
That's one of the joys of Paramount Plus. Honestly, is old TV holds up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm watching Are You Afraid of the Dark again?
Yeah, like Paramount Plus, that they come in so clutch with
Old shows.
with
stuff.
just the
Yeah.
just
Fuller House
having
ended in
Nick.
2020. It got through 76 episodes though.
Damn, bro, how many episodes did they do on the first? The Big Show show. The Big Show has a show where he plays
The Big Show.
the
all right.
Big Show.
the former
Big Show the wrestler?
former
Yeah.
WWE wrestler The Big Show is out of the ring and ready for an even tougher challenge, raising 3 young daughters in Florida.
I think I've heard of this.
Look at
Oh
that.
boy. It's like a reality show, or is this like?
I think it's like a scripted show.
Oh, scripted show. Okay.
Big
The
Show.
WWE production.
Paul Wright.
Oh, Vince, what are we gonna do with you?
Bro, they're cutting everybody. They're firing everybody.
At the WWE.
WWE. Yeah, I feel like every few months I see like, 30 people let go from WWE.
Yeah, they're getting weird with it. I mean, I am a wrestling fan, admittedly, and I follow all that stuff. But
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, though, I mean, if they're doing it just to do it, they're making their rival company AEW a lot stronger in the process.
Right.
Everybody's going to AEW.
I know one of my friends, like,
Jesus.
I probably consider
270 episodes.
of what?
Full House and Fuller House together.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
that's a
Together.
lot.
I
They
thought you were
did-
going to say just Full House.
No.
Like, there's no way
No,
there's
no, no.
270.
They all. Oh, that was my.
You thought that
Red
was
Bull,
your
Red
Yeah, I
Bull
thought
man.
Godzilla was my Red Bull. No, yeah, 270 episodes. I just mean like to be in those characters for 270 episodes. That's like insanity.
Have a little bit of longevity.
Continue, sorry.
You good?
Yeah, I was trying to say continue, but both hands went.
No, but do we have any other like news stuff
Um,
off the top of your head?
We talk the Batman. A lot of people,
Yeah.
I was not one, but a lot of people thought might be R-rated, but it was announced today that it will be PG-13, which I think is totally fine. I think you could every single Batman movie that we've had so far that isn't an unrated Zack Snyder, cut, has been PG-13, or we've had plenty of Batman movies that are just PG. But PG-13 is kind of where Batman lives. So I don't know.
I don't think you need to go higher with the rate unless you really want to go into like a darker storyline.
Yeah. And
Batman's Batman.
That's the other thing too, is that, even in like the Snyder cut, it wasn't to make him any more like brutal. It wasn't like he was slinging blood out of people. You know what I mean? Like, yes, they did add some more blood, but like really the only difference was you saw his butt and he said the F word.
Yeah.
I think you can imply that Bruce Wayne probably says the F word in his private life. Like, I don't need to see that in order for it to be a good Batman.
No, you don't
movie.
need to see that kind of stuff in Batman. No.
Yeah.
I'm just excited for the whole 7 vibe that the movie gives off, especially with that one like character picture of Paul Dano's Riddler. Like,
it's like 7 and Zodiac and The Dark Knight had a baby. Like, you put those 3 movies in a blender.
It looks okay. I'm still kind of we'll see how Riddler works out. I'm still kind of like
I have full trust in just Paul Dano as an actor, so I'm all in on whatever he's doing. But yeah, by the trailers, like it looked like it was gonna be R just because of how dark it was. Geekocidal Tendencies said, "What's the haps, gents?" Hello, Geekocidal.
Wait. That's the haps.
But yeah, I'm really excited. Is it it's March, right?
March 4th.
Unless it gets pushed.
well, yeah, because Morbius just got pushed.
Yeah, which is
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, which is a very big possibility that it gets
Oh yeah,
pushed.
because they're not gonna. No one's gonna.
The latest update is they were like, we're gonna monitor it day by day. It's the same thing they said for this, and what Disney said about Multiverse of Madness is just we're gonna monitor it day by day, but right now we're sticking with the date. We'll see what happens, type of thing. So
I think the concern obviously is still COVID, which is obviously a concern, but I feel like it's more a lot, at least here in New York, it's getting to that point where it's like, yeah, the numbers are going up, but we've got to just continue living life. Yeah. And be as safe as possible in the process.
Absolutely.
Okay, I have a quick question for you. That's something I just saw on Twitter, and I need to know if this is a Boba Fett related question. Is this actually in the show?
Why?
Because
give me your thoughts on it.
The tweet says there's not an ounce of Star Wars in this image, and
let me see the exact image.
This.
Okay,
does this look like Star Wars to you, Travis? Look at what are these speeders? Why they look like they're straight out of Dr. Seuss? Like these look like something that the Who's would ride.
What did Roka say?
He said, I'd like to clarify, there's not an ounce of good or logical Star Wars in this image. I have to agree with that. What are these?
I was gonna say it slightly resembles Star Wars, but not good. That's a point.
I have one thing to say to that.
Okay, what? I'm not talking about the people either.
Follow us on TikTok at the official PFN for my thoughts.
Okay.
No. But seriously, check out later tonight for my thoughts on the Book of Boba Fett episode 3. But I will touch on that because it's a small part.
Please do.
That is by far one of the worst sequences I've seen in live action. Star Wars.
Like a whole
it's a whole thing.
A whole scene.
It's not like I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, this just ruined. It's like it's not a spoiler. It was in the trailers even too. It's like it's a chase.
Okay.
It is one of and I'm not just talking Star Wars, but specifically because it's Star Wars, it felt so slow. I mean, I literally think the skateboard chase in Back to the Future Part 2 was faster. Or in Back to the Future 1 was faster than this.
Yeah.
With Marty McFly literally pedaling. Because it was slow. And it was like they just tried to cram in like they run through a painting. then at the end, they do the little hockey stop with the speeder, and he crashes into the cart, and all the stuff falls into the car. Like it was like
Sounds
they were
Indiana Jones-esque.
They were just trying to fit like every trope. I think Mutt Jones on his bike would have been faster. No, but literally, I like that whole. I'll just say the gang that image you just showed me. I like where they're going with those people as characters, and I think they some of them have no development, but some of them have some funner moments, with Boba and stuff. But in terms of that actual scene with the speeder bikes, it just felt so slow. Like it did, and it was like a 5-minute scene too. Like it was like
Sal said, it's atrocious.
Yeah, it was like a 5-minute. It was like a 5-minute chase scene.
Yeah.
It just felt off. And like you said, they feel so big and heavy. And the bright colors, they each have a different primary color and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just didn't fit. It just didn't fit for me. I agree with what Roka said. It didn't make logical sense. Why would you choose? And again, no real spoilers, but they're supposed to be poorer, so maybe that's what they could get, type of thing.
Yeah.
But they're not conveyed as we have these cheap, speeders or from Star Mart or something. But not very good.
That just looked like something straight out of Cat in the Hat. Those cars. I don't know anything about the
colors. Really, because I feel like Star Wars is more
exactly
more gritty looking.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. More like more. I feel like just more solid color, like gray and gritty and
And again, that is not taking anything away from the episode as a whole. I'm not saying whether I liked it or not. Check us out at the official PFN. No, but really, that's not taken away from the episode. But I mean, it does take away from the episode in the fact of it was a 5-minute chunk that I think a lot of us could have done without. But at the same time, that being said, it's 5 minutes of a 9-episode show. So, what do you want? It's not taking up valuable screen time. You know what I mean? It's not oh my God, that 5 minutes could have been spent on it. It wasn't like Canto Bight where it was 20 minutes of a 2-hour movie. But yeah, not the best. Worst live action Star Wars scene since Canto Bight, I would say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is he? How long is the episode?
40 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Sorry, I just had to go off on that little tangent.
No, that's okay. Yeah, I'm glad you did because a lot of people are talking about that too.
We don't want bright colors in our Star Wars.
No, I
don't.
Well,
it's not even just
it's
not even just the colors. It's just the speeders themselves.
They look.
We see how many mirrors that one had.
The blue one. That one was really I don't know what. I just don't understand what the deal is.
Something here, but I'm not sure what it is.
And another thing is too, I get that it has to be remembered and understood that they're shooting on the volume, so it's they didn't build 20 blocks of Mos Espa to actually run a motorcycle and then CG out the wheels. You know what I mean? They're probably stationary. If in all things considered, if they're filming on the digital set, the bikes are probably stationary, and it's probably the background going past. So it's there's limitations to how dynamic it could be. But then again, that being said, there's speeder bike scenes in The Mandalorian that are way better than this. So I don't know. It's hard to tell. But yeah, definitely the weakest thing of this show so far. Definitely. Yeah, just didn't fit.
Thank you for that insight. I appreciate it.
Yeah, just did not fit.
Actually, okay. So I have a question for you. I have both of you, I guess. Travis, I don't know if you're not a big Oscars watcher, right? You probably don't watch them. I don't think.
I do if I get the chance to, but I mean I don't go out of my way to
okay,
take off for an award night or something if I have to work or whatever.
Right. So they said, I don't know if it was yesterday or 2 days ago, that the Oscars were we're gonna have a host this year. They haven't had a host in the past
3 years.
3 years. So there's been rumors that Tom Holland was contacted and Pete Davidson was contacted. Now I'm asking you, who would you rather have? Do you think if they had to do one, maybe they do like a duo thing, like
Travis is saying who's Pete
like
Davidson?
the Golden Globes, but do you have like a preference?
I do. I'll let you go
I
first.
think I know who Pete Davidson is. I could be wrong though. Yeah, you know.
He's
I can show you a
the
picture.
skinny SNL guy.
If I can find a picture.
I guess my brain just the first thing that went to was
His dad made the ultimate sacrifice on September 11th.
Oh.
Oh, that's Pete Davidson.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I feel like he's more of like a kind of like comedy route, isn't he? Kind of like. I feel like if you want like a rising kind of like on the rise Hollywood star, you go with Tom Holland.
Yeah, he just hosted the freaking Miley Cyrus's like New Year's Eve thing that they did together on I forget what channel it was.
NBC.
But he's been popping up in a lot of stuff I've been watching lately. But yeah, I don't know. I'd rather they just go no host in all honesty, but
I have. Okay, so I think 100% out of those two choices, and I love Pete Davidson, but it's ABC, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not, and because I'm sorry, the SNL writers, they do not know how to write for that guy. They just write him as like, I'm Pete Davidson, like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and like if you watch SNL or watch even just the New Year's thing or know who Pete Davidson is, like that's like the caricature of it. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, Colin. Like, yeah. Like, him and Colin Jost on like Weekend Update or something. But, so I'm not gonna like hate it if it's Pete Davidson because I feel like. If it's not the SNL writers writing for him, then that's one thing. And I'm not talking about Colin Jost and Michael Che because I think they're good writers and they write good for him when he's on Update. But like the actual like sketch writers, like he's just to me, and I like Pete Davidson, but he just comes off sometimes as just unbearable in some of the sketches. But I have said this before. I want it to be. I think we even talked about this a few months ago, maybe when the Oscars happened, so maybe not a few months ago, maybe like last year. Like I don't want it to be comedians anymore. Like they did that for so many years, and I think it kept biting them in the ass. Mm-hmm. I would love it to be Tom Holland because I would love it to go back to it's just a really talented performer of any kind hosting the Oscars. You know what I mean? Like one of the best hosts to me, obviously, like. In terms of repeat hosting, like, why do I keep wanting to say Billy Crudup? Oh my God, this is like killing me. What is Mike Wazowski when Harry Met Sally?
Billy Crystal?
Yes, thank you. Jesus. Like Billy Crystal obviously was really good. Steve Martin was really good. And like, yes, those guys like are comedians too, but like they're also just really great performers. And I feel like one of the best ones recently, which at this point was 14 years ago, was like Hugh Jackman. Like he was really, really good because he was just like bouncing off, like had all this energy and was just like, doing these like musical numbers and, his delivery was so good, like that kind of thing. I feel like just out of those two choices, I would definitely go with Tom Holland because I would like to see a return to, it's one of the celebrities, that could potentially be on the other side, be an actual nominee or something like that, taking a turn being the host. Like that I like more than just having it be like, oh, it's Kevin Hart this year, then it's Pete Davidson, then it's, Bill Burr or something, you know what I mean? So out of those two, I would definitely prefer Tom Holland.
Do you have a preference, Travis?
I would go Tom Holland, yes.
Tom Holland. Yeah,
I like that idea of an actor.
And I feel like Tom Holland's having a big year. I'd also throw Andrew Garfield in there. But he might not be able to because he's probably going to be nominated.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be nominated. Yeah, but I wouldn't mind Pete Davidson because I think he can, like Ricky Gervais did, but he, I think he probably, I've never seen, like, the one he hosted. Oh, God. Or did he do Golden Globes?
Who?
Ricky Gervais.
He did Ricky Gervais.
But I think Pete Davidson could, like, take the piss out of Hollywood, which I think would be funny. Even though he's, like, kind of part of it. Mm-hmm. But I think that would be... funny. I feel like he's probably more kind of just go with the flow kind of guy, even though he probably has like a whole script type thing.
Well, okay, this is what I'm gonna say. you know that like on this show, we support whatever people, freedoms, whatever the hell you want to call it, and calling Hollywood out on its bullshit and stuff. But at a certain point, honestly, I would just almost rather go back to just having someone just be like, just have it be 2 hours of, and I'm not talking about speeches. Speeches, if you win that award, take that 90 seconds, 2 minutes, say whatever the hell you want.
What you want, I don't care.
But like, and that's why I like Ricky Gervais, but then when it's every year, it's like, oh, you know what, Brad Pitt said, or like, what Leo said, he was like, oh, how old's your daughter? Like, something like, I don't know, something like that. But like, I almost would just like it to return to be more of just a celebration of movies.
Yeah.
Rather.
So you're telling me you don't want Glenn Close doing the, what was that dance last year?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking
Completely staged. But yeah. That was funny. But like, I don't know. I just don't like the, not that I don't like it. I just feel like for a while, I feel like I personally have just had enough of the like, what's not, I'm going to do it in Pete Davidson's voice, but like, what's not cool, not hiring women. You know what I mean? Like I would rather it just be like some like big 10-minute musical number with like Justin Timberlake and Tom Holland, doing a thing about the movies that came out that year or something like that, and just returning it to be like an actual celebration. Like I said, if you win the award or whatever, if you want to make a speech, make your speech. I'll support, whatever, but just the actual host, like I just want to see it go back to just being a celebration of kind of a year in review of the movies that went past. I don't know if everybody feels that way, or if people, let us know in the chat what you guys think. If we should, would you rather see kind of the continuation of like the kind of, poking fun at themselves type of thing, or would you rather see it more of like a reverence for, movies and stuff like that? But yeah.
One last thing I want to talk about, and this isn't movie related at all, but I just remembered that I wanted to talk about it, and then we're gonna get into horror movies, talk about Scream, and maybe ask Travis. Well, actually, I'm gonna ask Travis what his favorite horror movies are, because I don't know them. I know he likes one franchise that I know about, but if there's any other like obscure ones I've never heard of.
One franchise that I know about.
But Sports Betting Mobile went live on Saturday in New York. I placed 5 bets. I won 1.
How much did you win? Or did you lose overall or win overall?
Let me go through. I'll go through them. Don't worry. I'm going to go through them. So when you sign up, which I signed up in college, so 3 years ago when it wasn't legal. At the time, you could do the FanDuel where
what was that face?
With FanDuel, you could it does it where it's like a fantasy kind of thing, but there's also just like the straight regular bets. So the straight regular bets you couldn't do, but you could do like the fantasy type thing. So I did that once and I hated it. But the regular kind of just betting went live for like money line, parlays, etc. over under. So you got $100 bonus when you. I
saw that. Yeah,
signed up.
DraftKings was going nuts with the commercials.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I did. I got the $100. So I haven't used any of my own money yet.
Wait a minute. Break this down for me again. You just sign up and they give you $100 bonus to make your first bet.
It's probably with your first deposit, or maybe it was either when you first sign up or your first deposit. But I had deposited money for the fantasy thing, however many years ago. So I just had money sitting on my account. So either way, I got the $100. Don't know how, but so I haven't really used any of them. I don't know how much I had in the account for at first, but so the first one I did was I bet on the Raiders to win. Which I then chickened out of because I was like, I don't know, Raiders Chargers, which if you watch that game on Sunday night, that was a great game. So I bet $30 and then I chickened out. So I backed out of it.
Did the Raiders win?
The Raiders did win.
Oh, okay.
The next one I did was a 4-leg parlay. So the parlay is like everything has to happen in the bet for you to win. Mm-hmm. So I bet Rex Burkhead to score a touchdown, Josh Allen to score a touchdown, Rashad Penny to score a touchdown, and Keenan Allen to score a touchdown. I bet $20 to win $800.
Holy shit!
and I only hit one of them, so I didn't win.
Okay, you didn't.
So that sucks.
But then all you lose is the 20, right?
Right. Then I bet the only one I won was it was kind of a gimme. It was 3 plus total points in the Jets versus Bills. So combined, they had to have more than 3 points.
What?
Which
that
was easy. So
how much
I bet
was
$30
that? To win what?
60.
How is that? Why am I not making that bet every week?
So,
What?
Is that an actual thing every week? I mean, come on.
I don't know.
Somebody has to have points, and someone has to win.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, what?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. That was like a gimme. I think that's like a New York.
And you use FanDuel?
Yeah, I think that was like a specific New York.
What's
maybe.
the only way you lose that bet? If it's just like a safety, is it what?
If it
points?
it's only if it's like they win 2-0 or if it's 3-0. That's the only way you lose, or if it's 0-0.
Which
tie.
I don't want to say is impossible, but it's probably close.
Brandon said he backed out of the, I'm assuming, Tampa Bay Sabres game.
He backed. Oh, did he bet? I'm not touching hockey.
And he went like
I know nothing.
He did this face. So I'm assuming he shouldn't have backed out of the bet.
Oh no, because the Sabres got destroyed.
Yeah, the Sabres got destroyed like 6-1.
And there was even in our, I forgot his name. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank on this. One of our top prospects. I can't remember his name right now. I'm drawing a blank because it was his premier
against us.
Against Tampa.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then I bet the Falcons to beat the Saints, which we faced the Falcons last week, not before the Jets. And they put up a pretty good fight. So I was like, oh, Saints, they got Taysom Hill quarterback. I don't really know. Falcons got destroyed. So I lost that one. And I was watching the Sunday night game, and I was kind of pissed that I didn't keep the Raiders bet. So during the game, I bet Austin Eckler to rush for 100 yards because he had started off really good. He had 2 touchdowns in like the first half. So I was like, oh, this fucking guy. And the Chargers to win, which I lost. So I lost that one. And then I did place one for the 49ers to beat the Cowboys this week in the playoffs, which I think is probably a decent bet because the 49ers are like, I feel like they're like a little underrated because they can run the ball down your throat no matter how good your run defense is. They're going to run it, and then they're going to play action off of that, and I think they're probably going to beat the Cowboys. But I can't bet the Bills because I don't need that anxiety. I get anxious watching the game anyway. Yeah. I don't need like another,
like I got $200 riding on this. Like, yeah.
And I will not go over, like, I have a limit in my head where I'm like, I cannot bet. You only bet as much as you're willing to lose, they say. I believe that's the saying.
Oh yeah, you start getting crazy with it, you're gonna start.
Right, and I'm only gonna bet like straight out
breaking
who's
your
winning.
teeth.
I'm always betting who's winning.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna do like the wacky bets where it's like, oh, all this stuff, fourth quarter touchdowns and passing yards.
You're not gonna go
total.
uncut gems with it. Yeah,
I'm not gonna go. Uncut gems with it. But so far, first week, I only won one, so that kind of sucked. But
I mean, if they're just giving away $100 to sign up, maybe I will. Maybe I'll jump on and do something.
Oh,
yeah, that was a gimme.
That's the here's your $100. Blow it fast. And
I'll bet
exactly.
I'll bet $5 on the Bills to win. We'll see.
Yeah. There's FanDuel, DraftKings, and I don't know. There's 2 other ones that are live in New York that I don't know the name.
But I mean, those 2 are like the big ones.
The
right?
bigger ones, I think. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm excited for that.
Did you know that I think you can FanDuel, or I think FanDuel has the Schmodown on it.
Oh, really?
I think so, yeah. Because they were partnered with them for last season because it was season 7 was like War or whatever. So it was like I think every episode was sponsored by them.
The one thing I was telling Danielle, I was like, if you like, and again, I'm not going to do it because I'm just not, savvy enough with knowing football or anything or knowing any sport to really have a good prediction on an outcome. But if you were to really get on like a roll, like, I'll be honest, I have a lot of like student loan debt. Like I could fucking, take a good chunk of that like out if I, hit like a few in a row.
Yeah, you got like, made a few $1,000s. Paid
right, yeah. Because I have, I think I told you how much I had and you were like, damn.
Yeah.
And I know obviously people have like way more than that.
Sure, you got to watch out too, though, because I know obviously at some point if you start making a lot of money too, the government's like, "Where's our share?"
Yeah, exactly. And then, or even if you start trying to, and then you start betting or losing, and then you're chasing that
to get back
that
up.
hit to get back up, and then you never get back up. So it's a dangerous game.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you wake up, you're John Campia.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had
then
to talk
what?
about that because I don't know. I thought that was really big. I was waiting for that for like a year or two. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about it, like, whenever that was, whenever we were at Brandon's thing. You were like, is that live? And I was like, oh, I didn't even know that wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
I think I knew, like, in the back of my mind that it wasn't a thing, but, like, I didn't know the specifics.
I feel like it was kind of just, like, under, like, I don't know. They didn't really advertise until, like,
isn't it weird that it went legal, like, so close to the first, but not on the first?
Yeah,
like, that was weird. I don't know.
But, yeah.
Just in time for the playoffs, though.
Exactly.
Notice that.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's where people are going to go big.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's going to be like Squid Game.
I was thinking about putting something on a Super Bowl winner, but I didn't have the confidence. So
I'll put $1,000 on the Bills winning.
You be my guess.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
You're going to put $1,000 on the Bills winning.
I was talking to my mom about this right after the game on Sunday, and I was like, it's going to be the same as last year. I was like, we'll get to the game right before the Super Bowl, and then, we'll do good, but, that's where we'll get. Maybe next year will be better, but like, because I know you and me were talking, like I went from like, oh my god, like most Bills fans, oh my god, they're absolutely crushing it, like they're doing so good, and then we kind of tailspun for a couple weeks, and now we kind of got it back, but it's like, who's to say they're not just going to do that for the last few games of the season?
And the playoffs are completely unpredictable.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know who's going to do what.
Yeah, I mean, we could lose to New England, and then.
Don't say that.
And then where would we be?
The low on Saturday is a degree. That's the low for the temperature, by the way.
1 degree?
1 degree. That is the low.
Is it here or there?
It's here.
It's here.
Yeah. So, good luck to all you people standing in the stands, because I do not pity you.
Oh, that's right. I remember last night Brandon was like, do you have tickets for it? And you were like, it's supposed to be like 0.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 0 to like 8 degrees.
Yeah.
No thanks.
It's the first playoff game, right?
Yeah. Divisional, yeah. Or not divisional.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing with
and
the
it's
Bills.
them. It's New England on a wild card game. Right?
I hate to criticize, but like I feel like it's been one of those things where it's like we're supposed to play good in the cold weather, then it doesn't happen.
Travis, don't even get me started on the dome argument, okay? It's stupid.
Listen, I will get Kathy Hochul down here.
Kathy Hochul with the Buffalo experience. Give me a fucking break. You're not even down here. Who cares?
You want a heated place where,
yeah.
People play better in warm weather.
Yeah, people play better when weather is not an effect, and it's not an advantage. I hate that the people that are like, oh, it's a competitive advantage. No, it's not, because when we faced the Patriots and it was like 30-mile-an-hour wind, we scored 13 points and they threw it 3 times and still beat us. Like, it's not an advantage.
Yeah, and for this game, guess what? Even the Bills, even though some of them, this is the home field.
Yeah,
everyone on that field is going to be freezing regardless.
Right.
I
guess.
Well, Josh Allen's from California. Like, I mean, like he's worked here.
He is the arm that can throw through the elements. Okay, I get that.
What is he, fucking Ang? What?
Until that arm goes stiff from 0-degree weather.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
until he pulls something because he can't fucking feel his shoulder.
No, it's the weather. Yeah, I'm hoping that, because I think that what they want to do is build the stadium like an overarching thing. So it's kind of like the tops of it are kind of covering like the stands.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that kind of cuts down on the wind, but it doesn't affect the cold in any way. Which again, like, why would I want to tailgate? I only went to 2 games this year, but if I want to go to a game in November or December, why would I want to freeze my ass off in the parking lot and then go to the stadium where I'm still going to be freezing?
Yeah.
I want to be warm, like.
You want to be warmed up by eating the food, and then be warm actually watching the game.
Yeah,
not cold for both.
I just think that's like they're just being cheap at this point. Like again, the Buffalo experience. You can get the Buffalo experience literally anywhere else. You want it, just literally drive down any street and it'll be snow. You could have been here last week. You
get the Buffalo. You know what, Kathy? We'll get the Buffalo experience until we sit down in our seats.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, and again, the coolers are probably just cheap. Again,
Yeah.
And I still, if you don't want a dome, just build. And it's probably more expensive. Build a retractable roof. You still want to have an open thing. Build a roof that's retractable. That's my 2 cents. But yeah, I think the whole dome argument is stupid. Whoever doesn't want it, I just don't agree. Sorry.
No, yeah.
All right, so on to Travis's favorite maybe horror movies and Scream franchise.
Yeah, Danielle
just
said,
gave me this segment, Travis time. That's what
Travis
she said.
time.
It is Travis time. Okay, Travis,
I gotta do a heads up. I'm sorry. I feel like I have to do spoilers a little bit.
That's fine.
I know
That's
you
fine.
talked about it
Spoilers for Scream 1, 2, 3, 4.
Because the killers are such big aspects in the movies.
That's fair. That's fair. So, can you explain, like, can you give me, like, a summary of, like, the Scream franchise till now?
Yeah,
Like,
give a non-spoiler summary of the Scream franchise, and then we'll
You can
break
do
it. Then we'll
it's
break
fine.
it down.
You can do
Okay.
spoilers.
A summary of the Scream franchise. Well, I mean, it's as you would imagine. It's usually somebody who dons the ghost face mask and they kill people, and it always revolves around usually Sydney for the primarily in some capacity. Well, not some capacity, it does. And tagline: it's always someone you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tagline for the new movie.
Oh,
and
is it
that's-
really?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a tagline for the new movie, and it's always someone that she does know, or
Yeah. Is Courtney Cox in all of them?
yes,
Oh,
Courtney
okay,
Cox,
she
and then
is.
they're in the new one too. Courtney Cox, David Arquette, Nev Campbell.
Nev Campbell? Oh, she's in all of them, too?
Are all three of them in everyone?
Nev Campbell is Sidney Prescott.
I've only seen the first
Come on.
one. I don't know.
Yeah.
What is your, like, level of excitement, do you think, for this new one?
I'm going into it 50-50. I know it could be either good or bad, because I will say I think the fourth one was the worst.
The worst, yeah.
It was watchable. It was okay. It was good, but it was the worst out of them so far. And I mean, I feel like this one has the same thing. It's either going to be this could be really good or it could be bad, because I mean at this point it's like I'm not even sure who's directing it, which is a shocker to me because I haven't looked into it because I know it's not Wes Craven.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because Wes Craven has passed away.
Right, yeah.
I thought I'd heard something about it could potentially be based off a script he had previously written, but I'm not positive on any of those fronts.
I'm, like, intrigued because I heard that it was pretty good. Like, I was expecting everybody to say, like, it's not good. But apparently it's directed by Matt Bettinelli Open and Tyler Gillett, which I don't know what they've directed. So Matt Bettinelli Open directed VHS. Have you ever seen that? I've never seen it.
I've never seen that, no.
Okay. Ready or Not. And those were kind of like the main ones.
Looks like they're a directing duo because the other guy directed those movies too.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so they work together in tangent.
All right, so that's interesting. Yeah, but I heard that it was, that it was pretty. It was like a good, like kind of.
Ready or Not was good.
Ready or Not? Yeah, I haven't seen that one. Danielle really liked that.
Samara
too,
Weaving was in it.
Right.
What's
yeah.
the movie that Samara Weaving's in coming up?
I
feel like we just talked about it.
I don't know.
I gotta look it up. It's gonna tell me.
But I heard like that it's because it's not like a revival, right? It's just like a sequel. It's like the fifth one.
They're just calling it Scream, but it is Scream 5. Yes, I think it's still like sequel.
Yeah. I wonder if this will do like good enough for their like did you because there was the show wasn't the that show what's it called Scream Queens or something? Is that like Scream related?
No.
No.
I mean, I don't know.
No, but there was a Scream TV series.
I never actually got around
recently.
to watching it. I still plan to at some point. I say that, even though I heard it was god awful. They did MTV made a Scream series where they altered the mask a little bit. They made a different look, which I
wasn't it a silver mask?
I think it was still a white mask, but it was just like they kind of made it just look
different shape.
Because I thought Emma Roberts was in that.
No, that was Scream Queens. That had nothing to do with Scream. That was more like if anything, it was set in like loosely in the American Horror Story universe type of thing.
Oh, interesting.
That was okay. It was like it had a bunch of people from horror movies, so it had Emma Roberts, Jamie Lee Curtis, just like a whole bunch of people. It was good though, but yeah, it didn't have anything to do with Scream though.
Now,
it was Babylon, by the way.
Oh, Babylon.
That's what's smart.
Are you gonna see? Are you gonna like see it like when you have like an off day or whatever?
Yes, I do want to see this, and actually, I mean, I feel like some people are like I want to go and see it in a theater at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it. I'm a fan. I love the movies, even the ones. I feel like like some people who don't like them, I feel like they are like horror slasher films. You know, I feel like for me, I know you know what you're gonna get.
Right. Yeah.
It's just kind of the mystery of who's the killer, because I mean they always introduce new cast, and then of course some of the staples throughout the series have been killed off, and
Right. I mean the first because when I watched the first one, because it had already been out, however many years. The first time I watched it, I think I had already knew like who it was just because I feel like that was like a known thing. You know, even if you hadn't seen the movie, it was
Who
like,
was it in the first one?
It was I don't even know
Oh,
the character's name.
Stu?
Billy and Stu.
Okay, yeah. Stu is Matthew Lillard, right?
Stu's Matthew
Yeah.
Lillard.
Okay, I think I knew that.
But yeah, I have no idea like going because like I said, Danielle wants to watch like 2, 3, and 4. I have no idea like what's going on in those.
So, did they? Because what's his name? David Arquette. He plays Dewey, right? Who's a cop,
Dewey
right?
Riley.
Yeah, he's a cop, right?
I always associated that character with the Scary Movie guy, but
So because there's like cops, like, is this more of a thing of like, do they arrest the killers at the end of each movie, or do they like kill the killer at the end of each movie? Type of thing.
No, the killer dies at the end of every movie, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Usually, it's like, yeah.
Okay.
Is it Sidney killing them every time? Pretty much.
So it would have to be like, it would have to be like, they would have to play around with some stuff to have like Matthew Lillard come back, type of thing.
They would have to have a reason for him to come back to life.
Because he is dead.
Especially since his death in the first movie is getting like a box TV dropped on his head.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So, they'd have to have a
twin
good workaround,
right? Undisclosed twin or something like that.
You never know.
Probably.
So actually with the new movie, I think there's a chance you could potentially, depending on if they want to make more or not, you could. I think it's 80-20. I think it's very slim odds that you could make one of the original 3 of, or well, not really Nev Campbell's character, not Sidney, but either David Arquette as a Dewey or Courtney Cox as a Gale. You could make them one of the killers if you really want to shake it up, or a killer. But I think that's very slim odds, and especially if you want to potentially do more in the future, which I don't know if they do.
When did the 4th one come out?
2011.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Oh,
So
that was a
been-
while ago.
It's been like 10, 11
I think
years.
between Scream 3 and 4, it was at least a decade. It was 2001 to 2011. Now this one's 2011 to 2022.
Damn. All right. Well, I hope they have like
They have had some time lapse. I think especially since it was like 1 and 2. I think,
Yeah.
and the other ones.
Yeah. This is definitely something I'll definitely be watching, not in the theater, because I'm just
Too scared?
To go,
Especially,
like I said,
especially when Palpatine's
like
Yeah,
showing
but these
up.
are more like they're more slasher flicks. They're
yeah,
not as tense.
I don't. Again, I know there's gonna be a jump scare. And I'm really bad with them. Even when I know they're coming, like although the thing like Halloween 2018 when we had this employee screening for that, the Friends and Family, I was fine with that. There wasn't that many jump scares in that. I don't recall. I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
But yeah, just like even when I'm at home, I'm like very jumpy. Like when we were doing our most anticipated for 2022 last week, I had the Black Phone on my list, but I was like, I'm watching it at home. Like I'm not. I don't need to. I can't do it. Can you tell me about this? Is when I was alluding to maybe I don't know if this is actually one of your favorite franchises for horror, but Jeepers Creepers. I know you like those movies.
I love Jeepers Creepers. There's no way around it.
Can you give me a summary of Jeepers Creepers?
You said there's no way around it.
Yeah. I said there's no way around it because I know that's going to get some criticism, I'm sure. So
Because of the director, right?
No, well, yeah, yes.
Okay.
Because the original director, Victor Salva, was at one point a convicted pedophile.
Yeah. Which I think he's doing another one. I thought they were doing like because there's 3 right now.
Well,
there's 3.
It's like the old phrase always goes: once a convicted pedophile, always a convicted pedophile.
You're pretty much you pretty much that you get that on your reputation. That's gonna stick with you for life.
Yeah.
But anyways, Jeepers Creepers. Some people love them, some people hate them. I love them. The concept in theory is really simple. I've probably said the tagline to you, I'm sure, at least once. People are like, don't pay attention to this. The creature, it's every 23rd sprint for 23 days, he gets to eat.
Okay.
And it's very simple. He basically picks out people and finds what he wants from them. Could be your organs, body parts, take your pick.
Yeah.
And then he goes after them.
Interesting.
And he goes after them hard because
that is one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard in my life.
And he goes after them intensely because he
And I love
23
Jigsaw.
Years, he only has 23 days to do what he has to do, which is basically replenish himself.
Mm-hmm.
And
So it's like It.
And in the first one, he's after Justin Long and he wants his eyes.
Oh God.
He does have nice eyes, I've said it all the time. Disney Plus should have renewed Shop Class.
And also too, there's like the thing with the Jeepers Creepers things. They allude to it. I think this was like an technically like a cut part of the second movie, or was it its second movie, where they allude that this thing's been around since basically like medieval times, and for some reason no one can seem to kill it.
See,
They can't finish this thing off.
I would love
doesn't
that.
die.
Like, there was rumors of them that they were going to do. I suppose it could be still more than rumors. It still is on the table, I guess. But like, there was rumors of them doing a third It movie because It has been around for hundreds and hundreds of years on Earth. So it's like you could go back. Like, that would be cool if they did like maybe not with Victor Salvo, but like if they
the Creeper character. Period.
Yeah, like if you did, all right, here's a Jeepers Creepers that's set in
medieval
in the 1600s and like the Salem witch trial. You know what I mean? Like you could or like something like that. Like or like around the Revolutionary War. That would be, I feel like they don't do that enough in horror. It's always modern day like teenagers. Obviously there's some variation on that. But, like, generally it's always, like, that kind of vein. Yeah. But, like, I would love to see, like, a throwback.
No, I would be A-okay with the prequel of him. Yeah.
Then there's no, why didn't they call the cops? Why didn't they charge their phone?
Especially since if you watch the Jeepers Creepers movies, the first one and the second one, I think they take place, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, it's literally, like, one day then the next day. Mm-hmm. They take place in the same 23-day time span. At first he's going after Justin Long. And then he's going after a bunch of kids on a bus that get stranded. And then the third one gets a little bit more muddled because it is a prequel sequel that takes place in between the events of the first and the second film. And they keep hinting at he has this like giant secret, but they never really tell you too much. They just kind of allude to like when you touch like his hand, you go nuts type situation for a minute.
So there was one released in 2021 that does not appear to be canon to the other three, called Jeepers Creepers Reborn. It was directed by Timo Vurensola, I think his name is.
I don't remember hearing about this surprise.
Apparently. But I
thought there was a fourth one in the works.
Does Wes Craven have a daughter that anybody knows about? Did he have a daughter?
I'm not sure on that.
Because there's somebody in the cast with his last name.
Of Jeepers Creepers 4?
Yeah, okay, it's not his daughter. Never mind. There's a Sidney Craven in the Jeepers Creepers Reborn that I was talking about. I was like, are they related? But from Wikipedia, they weren't.
This is not canon, so this is like a standalone film.
Right, that's what it looks like. But yeah, it came out.
Because I thought there was a fourth one in the works for some point, but
I just looked at what's his name, Victor Salva or whatever his name is. I looked at his IMDb and it said.
Because at the end of the third one, they bring back I can't remember her name. It's the girl who played Justin Long's sister in the movie, and they definitely insinuate there's going to be another one where she's going to go after him type situation.
Interesting.
Evil dies tonight, right? You'll get it when you watch Halloween Kills.
I know the tagline.
Oh, okay, yeah. What a movie. What are your thoughts on, I don't know if I've ever even talked to you about this, but this was in the news a little bit today. Today or yesterday, I think maybe, but in kind of an odd move, John Watts, who obviously just finished directing the Spider-Man trilogy, to, billions of dollars of success and everything, and he's going to direct the Fantastic Four, but before he does the Fantastic Four, he's actually going to write and produce a Final Destination series for, is it Paramount Plus, I think?
I think it's HBO.
Oh, HBO Max. But yeah, then what are your guys' thoughts on the Final Destination movies?
Destination, so
I've seen them all, but not in a long time.
They're basic. I don't want to say they're not horror movies, but it's really about the kills.
Yeah,
it's kind of like Saw is about the traps.
Yeah, right.
And they did, what was it, at least 5 or 6?
They did 5. I think
they milked them.
Yeah.
7.
Oh, 7.
Because it was the same thing with Saw, where it was where the 7th one, it was 1 through 6, then it was the Final Destination.
It can get amusing just to watch the kills, but after a while, I feel like it gets to a point of like, okay.
See, I feel like that's like what I love, because I mean we've talked about this. Obviously, go watch our 3-hour episode, 3.5-hour episode on Saw. But I think that's still the longest episode we've ever done.
Yeah.
But I just love that shit. Like, I love they're terrible. The Saw movies, I love, and the majority of the Saw movies are either, like, 2 of them are great, the rest are, like, good or okay type of thing. The Final Destination ones, one is good. The rest are all bad. But I will watch them like I said, I haven't seen them probably in like 5 or 6 years. But when I was a kid, like me and my sisters, like being at like home and stuff, like we would watch that shit over and over and over
they're
again.
A weird concept. It's essentially like the concept of you were supposed to die in that car pile. Now death will literally hunt you down.
Oh, really?
Like, do you remember the one?
Death is not in like a person. It's just the force.
The
of
concept, like.
Isn't there one where somebody dies on like a roller coaster or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what it is each movie is the same formula. So there's a huge event. Sometimes a train. Yeah, train, roller coaster, racetrack, like raceway accident. Airplane, bridge accident, a whole bunch, whatever it is. And then somebody gets a premonition of all these different people that are going to die, and then they intervene and they stop it, and they're like, "Get off the bridge, like this kind of thing." And so none of those people die, but then like what Travis said, death isn't like a character, but it's like the force of nature of death. Like your time to die was in that accident. You stole extra time, kind of thing. Yeah. So now it's gonna catch up with you, and then it's literally that's all it is. It's every movie. It's the person who had the premonition with usually one or two people that are like, "You're crazy, but I guess I believe you," type of thing, trying to stop it. Yeah. And they always get there too late.
And they the only exception to the rule is like the one girl from the first movie like locks herself in like an insane asylum.
Yeah.
And then when she comes back later, and I don't even know which movie it is, it finally catches up to her.
Yeah, because it'll always catch up to you. It's just about her when.
Or they started to dabble in some weird concepts too, in like either the fourth one, like the one of like the concept of you could steal somebody else's life type situation.
Yeah, like somebody could take your place.
Like if you kill him, you gain the rest of his life type situation.
Oh.
Because then it's like there's one in the end, and it's like one where the guy does that, and then the end of the movie, it's like, oh, turns out that guy had a chronic illness and was set to die in a couple of days, and then he gets destroyed by a plane at the end of the movie that crashes into like a bar.
Yeah.
So is that our next ranking?
It might be. I don't know.
Destination. Oh my god!
I mean, the funny thing is, we laugh, but like, if that John Watts series comes out and people are like, "It's the best thing,"
is it a movie or a series?
It's a series.
Oh,
yeah, that's why I was like, I couldn't remember.
Ever, which is probably not going to be.
Yeah, but like, I guarantee you, we are going to do an episode if it comes out and people are like, "Oh my god, this John Watts Final Destination show is like amazing." Like, we're definitely going to do one, but it's one of those weird things. I think you're right. I think it is HBO Max because I think it's Warner, but like, I think there's like. Because I definitely wanted to go through and like watch them, but I think it's one of those weird things that's like there's some of them that aren't on HBO Max. Like I think there's like 1, 2, 4, 5, something like that. Like and then the other ones are just like nowhere unless you buy them, type of thing. So it's like it's kind of weird in that way. But like if they're all on HBO Max or once they're all on HBO Max or just on streaming, like I would definitely spend a weekend or something and just watch through those.
Kind of just got onto that topic and talking about good horror movies, favorite horror movies, all that.
Talking about good horror movies, and then we ended up talking about Final Destination.
Are you a Saw fan?
I was just gonna say.
God, I feel like I dropped off.
Travis, you have spent your life ushering people into theater.
We watched like this. I think we did it 2021 or 2020. Was it 2021?
2021, yeah.
We did we watch every single Saw.
I always forget why we did. I always forget that Spiral. I always forget that movie came out. No.
Since you've only watched the first maybe four,
I feel like I've seen the rest of them in like bits and pieces.
Well, I'd recommend you just stop at the. Two you've seen.
I don't watch them all.
Don't do it. They're not good. They're not good.
I can give you good horror movies, but still.
Yeah. I'll give you one. I'll give you Saw 1. There you go. That's it. Saw 1, Saw 2. Decent.
You put Saw 3 at like your number 3.
I don't remember.
Saw 3 is like really good. Saw 3 is the one where it's like the husband and wife and they're both going through the game at the same time, but they don't know it, and we don't know it, and then they link up at the end, but he's too late.
I had
Saw's no screen.
And then everything with Donnie Wahlberg. Oh man, so
I had
good.
I had Saw 1, Saw 2, and then Saw 3.
Where's my son? Don't worry, your son is somewhere safe. Safe's right next to him the whole time.
gosh.
Goes on the whole movie. Didn't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Saw 4, right? You made it within the clock, but you shouldn't have busted through the door. You should have learned patience. Now Donnie Wahlberg's dead. Oh man, I literally love those movies. Like I think that is 100%. That is 100% in my, and this is not even a joke. That is 100% in my top 5 like franchises, like film franchises. Well, when you're talking film franchises, how many are there really? Like,
I don't know,
yeah.
but
All right, at least top 10.
You're pushing this one. This is a stretch, I think.
At least top 10. They're just so fun to watch.
I can give you good horror movies. I don't think Saw as a whole makes the list.
That's crazy.
You want a good
That's
horror
crazy
movie?
Yeah, give me some rock.
Yeah, give me a little rack.
recommendations.
You want a really good horror movie? Go watch Trick or Treat.
That's one I've never seen. That's one that's eluded.
That's like
me.
I think it's a horror like anthology where it's like a bunch of separate stories that tie together. At the end.
Okay. All I know is the kid with the pumpkin on his head on the poster. That's all I know.
Trick or Treat's I will say it. I don't care if anyone disagrees with me. I love Trick or Treat.
Interesting. I think did they make a second?
It was rumored,
that about
but I
Halloween?
don't think it actually happened.
Oh, okay.
And now I'm not sure if it is happening.
Do you guys prefer horror movies that take place at Halloween or just general horror movies?
I can say general, but I like when it's like kind of like the Halloween theme is kind of sprinkled on top.
I could just do general. Like it doesn't really. I could probably just do general. Cause I like for example, I've only seen it I think once, but like The Conjuring 1.
Thank you.
I like
Hello Zepp is a great song. Yes, it is one of the best theme songs in any movie franchise of all time.
What?
No.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, because the first tape or whatever is
Okay, I'll give you guys that. The theme song is great. The movies.
There you go. Thank
Come
you.
on, okay, but
You're
it's
not
more,
giving me. I agree.
But it's
You're
more,
not giving me.
But
anything.
it's more than that though. Is like Jigsaw to me though is like he is by far to me my favorite of the like. Now, granted, I will say I'm not as into the Nightmare on Elm Street ones. I would say what I've seen, Freddy is my number 2, but also it's because Jigsaw and Freddy are the only 2 that have any sort of personality. Like Michael Myers and Jason are just like nothing.
On a Saw tangent here.
Or maybe the Leprechaun, maybe Warwick
Jigsaw
Davis. I don't know.
The entire character. I don't want to say it doesn't make sense, but I feel
Watch
like
yourself.
it doesn't make sense.
How does that make sense?
Oh,
I'll argue it right now.
I survived tragedy. Now I gotta test other people because I'm a loon. No, thank you.
Well, I mean, he sees a problem with the world, and he thinks he sees a way to fix it.
No, see, that's what they want you to believe when you watch the movies. Oh, this guy saw a problem with the world. Oh, let's test this. No, it's just getting down to brass tacks. Sorry, Saw fans. He's literally just a nut. It's literally.
But that's the point.
Let's call it what it is.
Right.
Jigsaw is literally just a psychotic person who doesn't take any of the blame for it.
He's
I
like,
didn't kill them.
He's
That's
like,
true.
Die. The choice is yours.
He's like Thanos. That's why I love it so much because he genuinely thinks he's blameless, but he's not.
Yeah, he's a nut.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. But I think that's like a great thing about the character.
And it's kind of a weird message to send. Because in movies I say send a message like okay, your message is, well, I survived tragedy, so why can't
people have lived and died by your insurance algorithm for 25 years. Now you must choose.
This
woman has been your secretary for 30 years. This man just started.
Or it's like what is the one? I'm trying to think of like one of the major traps, like the Venus flytrap one where it like slams his head.
Oh, that's like the first and second one.
What was his thing? You took a picture who ruined his life. Now I'm giving you an impossible task. There's a key buried in your eyeball. Yeah. Dig it out to live. What? Come on now.
Yeah, that stuff is just like. Yeah, sometimes it's a bit far-fetched.
I love it.
It's at the point where it's like, it just gets to a point where it's like, if you just like watching the torture aspects of it, well, by all means.
I fucking don't.
One of the best kills in that whole thing is, it's just so messed up, but is the like skinheads, the like white supremacy gang that he like.
Chester Bennington, Linkin Park.
Yes, exactly.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. But yeah, he plays one, and then 2 others. That whole scene is like so gruesome.
Which one is that?
I think that's 5.
Okay.
I think it's the
I
opening.
think that's like bottom.
It's the opening scene of 5.
Cameo appearance by him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it is so messed up. It's like so terrible.
Yeah, it's like Chester Bennington, glued to a seat.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
You got to rip yourself out of the seat and pull the lever before it rips off your friend's like arms and jaw and smashes your girlfriend's face with a tire.
Yeah. Because the car is jacked. He's glued to the front seat.
Right.
The car is on a jack, and then the car is chained to his other friend.
Right.
So he has to save himself. Get out of the car, move her.
Well, you just got to reach, just have to get out.
Oh yeah, he's got to reach.
He's
he's got to reach through the windshield because
grab this lever that
and like it's gonna cut up his hand and stuff. But then he doesn't, and he rips off this. He does, I think, a fraction of a second too late because he rips himself off, then does it, but then it falls, crushes her head, rips the guy's limbs, and then the car freaking drives him into a building.
Here's the thing about another criticism. Unfortunately, sorry, Sean. Here's the thing about the Saw movies. It's like they're believable to an extent, but at the same time, it's like really some dudes. So look out, he's in your closet. He's gonna chloroform you with a rag, and then you're gonna wind up in an abandoned toilet room.
Yeah, he's really good at doing that.
What?
He's really good at getting people
breaking and entering
into the thing.
Who is
like
it?
It's almost a little too convenient sometimes. Where it's like this person just so happens to be specifically in your trunk. Now he's got you in his clutches, and then you wake up and you see that creepy little doll rolling.
Yeah,
that's another thing. Okay, another criticism. I'm going on a roll here again.
And I love Jigsaw too.
I don't hate the Saw movies. That's another thing. The entire concept that he was making that doll for his son. Come on, that thing's creepy as hell.
Yeah,
the guy is messed up, man. I don't know what to tell you.
See, at least with something going back, like kind of backtracking to like Scream. At least with Scream, I mean, not in today's standards, because let's be realistic, it would never work. You couldn't kill somebody with a knife today in today's world. You'd get caught in a snap. But at least Scream has the factor of it, like, it may not be scary, but at least it's like, that could be real. You could just have some person in your life that you've trusted forever, and then for some reason, they turn into a psycho and then just start slashing their way through the bodies to get to you.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean that's Scream. In the first movie, like I told you I was going to give you spoilers. We're talking about Scream. The first movie, he wants revenge because they killed her mother after she cheated on her, like with his husband, and their overall motive was Billy wants to kill her for a revenge type situation and finish the job with her daughter.
Yeah, that's also just like. Because I mean, everybody's good in that movie, but like that scene where it's like revealed and how psychotic both those actors are,
it's amazing.
It's crazy, yeah.
And also, even the second one, I feel like the second one gets a little bit of flack because people are like, "Oh, that was too predictable." And it's like, I don't think so, because I mean, I'm gonna give spoilers, so watch out, Danielle. Cover your ears. The killers in that one, Billy's mother, like, to me, she was an afterthought. She's on the screen, but when she's on the screen, it's in small portions and very small chunks up until it's revealed. And then it's the friend Mickey, but again, too, that kind of like, it's kind of just there.
Mm-hmm. So basically, Scream better than Saw. Scream franchise.
Well, I wouldn't say better. I think
spade.
It's kind of a hard comparison to make, but I feel like Scream is the more realistic.
Yeah.
I feel like Scream is more likely. I feel like that could be a more likely real life scenario than some guy making a bunch of fancy doodads to kill people with.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god!
But that's the thing is that, I will say, Kramer's, the true Jigsaw traps that were made by him is always escapable.
That's not true.
That is 100% true.
The one where the guy has to gouge, that's not escapable. You're dead.
Which one? What?
The Venus flytrap, where the key's behind his eye. No one's.
You can live without your eye.
You're not poking your eye out.
I could have sworn there was at least one or two traps when we were talking about that. We were like, there's no way somebody could get out of that. There must have been one or two.
No, but that's the thing, though. They're not survivable by doing the trap. He always tells you the solution without having to do that beforehand. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Code.
Yeah, he always gives you he always tells you point blank the answer. It's just they're never listening. So like, there's always a way to get out.
It's very
like
blunt. You could snap your eye out to get the key.
Case in point. Very first Saw movie ever. First shot in the first Saw movie. Opens bathtub, right? Lee Winnell, Hollywood famous director Lee Winnell, sitting in the bathtub. Adam, you see the water drain out, and you see him wake up, and he's confused and stuff. The key is on his chest, and he lets it go down the drain. If he had just it was right there with him the entire time. He could have escaped then and there.
But then you get into the traps, like when we talk about the Venus flytrap. It's like, okay, the answer is right in front of you. Gouge your eye. Well, who's actually going to gouge their eye out to get the key?
I just remembered too. That was not designed by him. That was designed by. Yeah, exactly.
What about the one with the guy getting his limbs torn apart?
Which one was that?
When he's like on like he's like spread like.
Like the ratcheting machine thing.
Yeah.
Like
what about
that wasn't him. That was the doctor.
Yeah, there's literally a whole movie based around what is her name, Amanda, in the movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He and his apprentice, where she literally just kills people
because he had
she
two apprentices.
No chance to survive.
Yeah.
She fails.
That was what Saw 3 was her way of doing things, and then Saw 4 was her comeuppance after he had. Spoiler alert. After John dies in Saw 3, he has this whole thing set up for her that's like, you did everything wrong. Like, you did not uphold my values, and for that, you die. But then it was revealed, yeah. But then the worst trope.
Made any sense, but
the worst trope of that whole franchise, though, that I will obviously admit, because it's just gets so self-diluted, is the whole apprentice thing. Like, it was a cool reveal with Amanda. But then when you add in, Kaufman, and then, the doctor, and then even in Jigsaw, which I liked, but the whole crux of Jigsaw is that now this guy was the true apprentice. He was even before Amanda. So it was like that whole
and then
thing
they
was
do
so
the quick
annoying.
like montage, and it's the
You gotta figure it out. Yeah. Like at the very end when it's revealed that it's Dr. Gordon, and he was working for him the whole time, and they do the flashback, and then Carrie always gets to come back for one day of work and do the game over.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'll tell you what.
So great.
Don't watch Spiral, the newest Chris Rock one. Don't watch that one. It's not great.
I would say you could watch
not great.
It's as a Saw movie, it's absolutely the worst Saw movie because they made they got rid of Jigsaw. Well, it's another Jigsaw killer. It has nothing to. It's not even the same doll. The voices. We can't even. We've talked about the voice enough, but the voice. It's not like you have done. It's like you have. Wait, hang on. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like Mark Rylance and Don't Look Up. It's you have. I know I could just do Mark Rylance. You know what it said, Doctor? It said you were gonna die alone. Sorry. Go watch Don't Look Up, everybody.
Saw, but yeah.
No, but literally, yeah. The new voice for the new Jigsaw, is it's terrible. It's like this high pitched I don't even know what you would call it, but it is so non-threatening. Like I literally thought it was a joke when it started speaking. But yeah, other than that, it's just like the story is just so weak and predictable in Spiral too. But yeah, I mean, I think it's something that if they do a sequel to Spiral, I think you could still you would have to change some things, bring back Tobin Bell, literally. I don't know why you didn't have him in there in the first place. But yeah, I mean, I think you could still do something with it.
Because at this point, he's supposed to be dead, is he not? Yeah.
Well, he died in the third. They made 5 movies after he died. And he was in all of them. He was like a main character in all of them.
Going back to upcoming releases, go see Scream, folks. No, there was good movies for you.
Yeah. What about?
Well, like we said, that new one, the new Scream, is supposed to be really, really good.
Even then, like I said, I think on a ranking basis, for me, they literally go in order: 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
First is good, really good. Second one is still
this
really
might break the curse.
Third is it's not. It's getting a little bit worse, but even then, they kind of go into her background of her mother and stuff, and it's interesting, especially the whole stuff with her getting chased by the killer on a replica set of her house, and it's like laid out like her bedroom and stuff. And yeah.
Oh, that's a cool concept.
Well, because if you didn't know, in the movies as a whole, starting with the second one, they have a movie in the movie called Stab that references that.
Oh,
what
God
happens.
bless you.
Yeah.
So they actually like that's kind of a cool thing they do too. Is like okay now with the second one, someone starts making the Stab film is based around what happened in there originally, and that's always a concept.
Oh, look at that. Billie Eilish just announced that she will be headlining Coachella.
Oh.
Cool.
And that's
Everybody get your tickets now.
And then Scream 4 gets a little bit worse, but I mean, you know.
Mm-hmm. You might be coming out of this. It might be 1, 5, 2, 3, 4.
Another interesting thing to me is every time there's always Scream 3 is the only one that did a completely singular killer.
Oh yeah.
Just her brother, her long lost brother, blah blah blah, who's directed the movie Stab whatever, and I can't remember was it 3. And then that's when they start to go into detailed background of like her mother and stuff like that. The first one, 2 killers. Second one, 2 killers. Usually it's always the same concept. Well, and at least in 2 and 4, the killers turn on each other and try and take each other out. Because even in the fourth one, it's Emma Roberts. I think that's right. Yeah, plays her cousin, and Rory McCulkin. One of the McCulkins. What do you know?
Oh wow.
And then he's like, okay, yeah, they're trying to like do the first one. She's like, and they just stabs him in the heart. He's like, what are you doing? This wasn't how we planned it.
Oh my God. Do you have any other recommendations for me? Other than Trick or Treat.
Let's see. Trick or Treat.
Have you ever seen any of the
Jeepers
Leprechaun
Creepers.
movies?
Okay, they're
All right.
How do I want to say this? Yes, I've seen the Leprechaun movies. I like the Leprechaun movies. They're horror movies that
Back to the Hood, right? Is that what it's called?
That's
Leprechaun
one of
Back to the
That's
Hood.
one of them. Those are movies you go into knowing good and well.
They're-
You're probably not going to be scared, but they're worth it for the laughs. They're funny.
It's
They're funny movies.
It's like purposely like cringy, creepy, like funny kills.
Like even
and
like
stuff
even
like
like
that.
the one like takes place in Vegas, and he does like this little rhyme. He's like I like this town. He's like I can't remember what he says, but he like does this little rhyme. He's like I'm gonna rob you of wine and take over the town. Then I'm gonna hunt you and kill you. Like he does like that's not the actual one, but he just like does like goofy little rhymes and stuff, and it's just like he's like a very mocking type like killer. So like he like literally just, and it's amusing to watch.
Isn't it? It is Warwick Davis, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But I feel like one of them, it wasn't him or something like that?
I think it was like Leprechaun Origins or something. It was I can't remember who it was, but it wasn't Warwick Davis. Yeah, he didn't portray him in one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen like
I
clips
just thought
of
of
it on
another one that we
YouTube,
can talk about.
And then I think when I was a younger kid, my grandpa was watching it for some reason, and
Mm-hmm.
I caught it like really fast, but that's about it. But yeah, I always remember that one of them is called Back to the Hood. That's
Well, yes, and that is one of them. Yes, one of them is Back to the Hood. Leprechaun Back to the Hood.
What was the other thing
you
Chucky.
Oh yeah, Child's
Yeah,
Play.
we
Danielle
talked about
hates
Child's Play and
She
stuff.
hates Chucky. Very scared of him.
They're I kind of and then again one of
Did
those
you
ones.
see the 2019?
I did not see it. No.
Oh,
I did.
you can miss it. It's fine.
I mean,
Mark
overall,
Hamill's
they're
good as the voice.
Yeah.
I think Aubrey Plaza. I thought it was okay. I mean, it's not like a great movie,
Yeah, I
but
think
like
very
it was
good.
like for kind of putting a new twist on it. I thought it was okay. Like Aubrey Plaza was good, but it was just a very simple, maybe even I would say kind of boring
they're
Child's
usually
Play movie.
generally like okay movies. I mean, but more recommendation front. I love them. I feel like they're ones that get like a little bit like
Swept under the rug.
kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like some people consider them to be more classics, and I agree with that a little bit. The Creep Show movies.
I don't know. What is that?
Oh, I know. I've heard of that, but I've
Oh, wait.
never seen that.
Okay, I've seen like posters, but I don't know. I've never
Like
watched
Creep Show 1 and 2, like I think they usually consist of like at least like 1 or 2 to 3 like mini contained stories.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And again, they could be like slightly creepy, maybe not like scary, but like like the one is like there's like this gas station shop where the dude like robs him and takes like these like I think it's like some type of jewels or gems from like or like an heirloom from like the Indian guy who like owns it, and his like Indian statue legit like comes to life and like hunts down the guy, like scalps him and gets it back. Yeah.
Speaking of Indian, what about God damn it.
Just forget the name.
No, there's freaking bots.
Bots. Oh no. They saying good things.
No. What was I gonna say? Speaking of Indian, the Indian under the cupboard or whatever. How about Goosebumps, right?
Indian in the cupboard.
Indian in the cupboard. Yeah.
Under the
Goosebumps.
cupboard.
I don't know.
I'm losing it here.
Do you like the Goosebumps books and stuff or movies? I should say, TV movies. Did you ever watch them when you were a kid?
Okay, I'll say
The Sponge Under the Sink, right? You know that one?
For a TV show, they're actually not bad, even though they're not like scary because they are made for kids.
You know the Sponge one that I'm talking about?
I remember it, yes.
In the science class?
The one that sticks out to me the most, if we're talking episodes, is always the one where the dude's like making like clones with like out of plants and then like they all come to life in the basement. Like, I'm your father, and then they can't figure out which one's the real father, so they like basically just lock him in there to die. I think.
Yeah.
What's insinuated.
Yeah. I never watched any of the two of the Jack Black ones, like the newer movies. This is supposed to be good. No, I've never seen those ones.
See, here's my thing. They're good. The first one is actually okay. The second one's.
But it's kind of different because it's like
they basically turn it into like for.
It's like if the books happen in real life,
and they don't even try to go for horror at all. They turn them more into like comedy.
Yeah, it's like a family adventure movie almost more.
The first one's actually not terrible, and the second one is. I wouldn't say go ahead. I mean,
yeah. Well, isn't Jack Black also like in the second one way less?
He makes like an appearance or 2 appearances. Yeah.
But in the first one, he's like part of it.
Yes,
right?
He's actually a character that portrays R.L. Stein.
Yeah.
And then R.L. Stein makes a cameo at the end. But yes.
The real R.L. Stein?
Yes, at the end of the first one. Yeah.
Wow. Now what's going on with Wheel of Fortune that they always have R.L. Stein in the corner there?
What?
You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. Because it's always the first letters that they give you on Wheel of Fortune are like R-L-S-T.
Another one you heard me talk about it. Another show based off R.L. Stein where I think they tried to up the creepiness factor a bit and is actually halfway decent, I would say, for like what's supposed to be more towards like this is for more towards kids. The Haunting Hour is another show I'm pretty sure based off R.L. Stein stuff.
I've never seen that or heard of that either. The only thing I know about Goosebumps is the theme song. That's it.
I remember reading the books back in the day and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't read them. I was.
What's your take on Halloween Town?
Halloween Town.
Yeah.
Good movies.
Calabar's Revenge.
Who doesn't like Halloween Town?
I have an empty nest. Right. It'll be okay, Gwen.
I feel like someone made a comment to me once too, and this is me like portraying like a story. I was like, okay, well, screw you. So someone's like, why do you like Halloween Town? Aren't they like more for girls? And I'm like.
More for girls? What does that mean?
So they're like, oh, it's a bunch of witches and stuff.
Bro,
I
was freaked out. They walk in that theater.
There's
there's
warlocks and shit.
On this one.
They're putting the freeze on Debbie Reynolds. My God, she's
like
Marty.
That'd be like to me. I would probably be probably legit dumbfounded. So I hate Hocus Pocus. Come again?
Yeah, like what?
I'd be like, who now?
We were talking about this a lot with around Halloween, but like honestly. If we're getting Hocus Pocus 2 this Halloween,
I'm super excited.
Halloween 2023, all I'm saying is they better have frickin' Kimberly J. Brown with Halloween Town 5. That's all I'm saying. There is such untapped potential to have the cast come back and do a Halloween Town 5 like with a modern day. Obviously, it won't be a budget through the roof, but like give it more.
Disney Plus. Why not?
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect it to be theatrical.
Maybe a little Phantom of the Megaplex remake. I've only seen it
maybe
the one
you could
time
cross
when it was
those
on
over.
Disney Plus, though. But
maybe you could cross those over.
This is where you get to the point of like this is not they're not horror. They're just more like they're horror for like the family. I guess you could call it. I don't know what the generic term for that is. But.
Yeah. You're telling me you weren't scared when they went back to Halloween Town and it was
gray?
Black and white, gray? Yeah. That scared the hell out of me.
Do you have a matching sock? Right? Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Things that get lost come to Gort's, and things that get lost here, well, they go poof.
So there's shows like that too. Like another recommendation, I think they did a few movies. Is I think Tales from the Crypt had a couple of movies.
Oh yeah.
And also the show they've been doing. It's on primarily. I think it's on AMC. I know it's on some streaming service.
Yeah.
I think it's on Hulu maybe. They're a more like kind of like mature kind of like creepy TV show if you're into that kind of stuff.
What is your opinion on? Were you ever a Paranormal Activity person, or no?
Not really.
Not even in its like heyday when like the first one came out.
Those are just the horror movies that I have trouble getting into because I'm like it's like. Isn't it always like based on real events?
It's supposed to be found footage. Yeah.
Based on found footage. Someone saw Billy floating above his bed.
That first one.
Speaking
that
of-
first one, when I was a kid, I thought that shit was real.
I see that and I'm like, I feel like I hear that and go, oh, they actually have footage of this kid floating above this bed. I don't believe you.
Speaking of the original found footage horror movie, what are your thoughts? Have you ever seen Blair Witch?
I've
Oh
still
my
never seen
god,
that.
way back when.
Yeah.
I've still never seen it.
And I mean, it's
Is there
interesting.
3, I think.
Oh, it's 3. Oh.
It's interesting, but it's kind of like it is hard to watch.
That was one that
Yeah.
everybody was like, "That's real." Right?
Well, because it was the first one
Right,
ever.
yeah,
it was
okay.
like shot with actual like fake like cell phone camcorder
Yeah.
footage. Like, well, not cell phone footage. It was way before that. But like home like JVC on the shoulder. Like
Yeah. What is like they're in a forest, right? They're camping in the woods or something.
Yeah,
and
it's
that-
supposed to be like a haunted woods where the witch always like whatever kills people who come in.
yeah.
Oh, and there's a witch. Okay, gotcha. What happens at the spoiler for me? What happens at the end? Wasn't it like when did they come out? Like early 2000s?
I think 2001 or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
I
can't
think it
remember
was.
exact
Yeah, it
date.
was definitely super early 2000s.
Okay, spoil it for me. What happens at the end?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No, I haven't
Oh,
seen
What
it.
happens in the end?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's like one surviving person that gets eventually killed off.
Yeah.
I think they try and like not. I think they try and like something about you can't if they turn around they're dying, but eventually just. Because I think if you see her, that she kills you. Or,
Oh.
It's creepy shit. All right. What about I mentioned it earlier. I'm a big fan of them. What about the Conjuring universe? Have you seen those movies? Any Annabelle movies, Conjuring movies?
I have not seen.
Curse
all
of
them. I
La
think I've seen- I don't
Llorona.
think I've seen all of them. I want to go. I want to watch them. Those again were kind
The
of
Nun.
You could miss me with the nun, bro.
kind of the same
Nun's
paranormal.
the
He
shot.
said we're
kinda
not
same
talking about
paranormal
that one.
activity. I kind of was at first like kind of like, I'm not really into this.
What was the damn? It must have been Annabelle Creation. Yeah, Annabelle. The post credit on Annabelle Creation. Woo! That was when that was the Nun post credit scene. Oh my god! Actually, it might have been Conjuring 2 that had that.
Conjuring.
Nun
I've seen
post-credit
Conjuring
scene.
1 and 2, and
It must have been the Conjuring 2 that had the post credit scene with the nun. But
probably
it was
yeah.
it was cuts to it's a like underground tunnel with candles on the side, like candles all in a row, and it goes and then like 2 sets of candles go out. And then it would like come up and then it was just like and then it was just and like the nun was like with like her yellow eyes and stuff like that, and I was like, I am gonna shit myself watching that, and I love The Nun. That is, like I said earlier, Conjuring 3 I would probably put at number 2 or 3. The Nun is 100% like number 4. Like to me, I would put Conjuring 1. Okay, yeah, I think I could confidently say top 5. Conjuring 1, Conjuring 2, Conjuring 3. 3 and 4 are tied. Conjuring 3 and Annabelle Comes Home, I would say, are tied, and then Nun definitely 5. Like, I feel like those 5 movies are so much better than any of the other ones. Like, I liked what is it? I always mess up the name of it, but the Curse of La Llorona.
Yeah.
Like that was good, but like it was because they tried to like surprise people that it was a Conjuring movie. Like so they didn't didn't advertise that it was a Conjuring movie. But that one was like okay. Like Linda Cardellini was good, but and then like Annabelle 1 and Annabelle 2 are fucking terrible.
Another one. So I'm thinking back to middle school. You got your Wii, on your TV stand, and you're scrolling through the old Netflix. You're scrolling through, and you're sitting there with, somebody maybe you were dating at the time. You're going, "What's good?" And you turn on Insidious. What is your opinion on the Insidious movies?
Scott Derrickson. All right, and that's all the time.
Never really got into them.
Okay, well, Insidious scared the shit out of me, especially the first one. I don't know how many they made, because I know Insidious. Again, oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. Conjuring, Insidious.
Patrick Wilson.
Patrick Wilson.
See, I like horror
The most
movies.
famous person you know.
Yeah.
I like horror movies, but
This
I
guy
definitely do have a few
refuses
blind
to be
spots here and there
famous.
for some of the main stuff like those.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
All the
like,
Conjuring universe, obviously, all the Conjuring universe is on HBO Max. I'm just saying. They're all worth a watch.
I do want to.
But those 5 are good. Those 5 are good to. Conjuring 1 is great. Like Conjuring 1 is
Conjuring
like
1
a
is very good,
great
yes.
like movie. all three of the, like I said, it's my 1, 2, and 3 in that order. Like the three mainline and it's not even about the difference in quality. It's just Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, but Patrick Wilson as like Ed Warren, he's just so good in those movies. Like, and that's a big part of Annabelle Comes Home too, is that they're in that movie a lot too, because it's literally about their house. But it's got what's the girl's name? Young Captain Marvel and Ghostbusters. Grace McKenna, or McKenna Grace or whatever her name is. She plays Judy Warren in that. Who then, I was upset that she got recast for The Conjuring 3. She got recast. They couldn't afford her or something. But yeah, that was really, really good.
Did Annabelle really leave and come home? She's like gone, then comes back to the.
Did she leave and come home?
No.
Annabelle
So
Comes
what
Home.
it is have you seen any of the Conjurings?
I've seen 1 and 2.
Oh, right, duh.
Yeah.
So like the room they have in their house.
Yeah.
So Judy has it's Judy's babysitter, and then her babysitter has her friend over, and I think Judy has a friend over. Some variation on that. There's a bunch of teenagers and Judy in the house, and Judy's like, "Bro, don't fucking go in there. My parents are always like, that room's got bad shit." They go in the room. Annabelle gets loose in the house.
Of course.
And it's real fucked up. And Annabelle, she's on the warpath again because she gets out of her case. And and it's very almost like 80s movie trope of like the Warrens keep like they're on like some other case, and it's like the Warrens keep calling in and they're like, "How's everything going?" And it's like, "Oh, that's weird. Judy's not answering." You know what I mean? And then at the end, the Warrens come in and they're like bust down the door and they're like, "Let's get this bitch." And it's like, well, it's like a mini Conjuring movie at the end. But yeah, it's really good. But yeah, that's basically what it is. It's like Annabelle somehow gets out of her case that she's like trapped in or whatever. Yeah. And so that's what it is. It's like it's Annabelle Comes Home, meaning like it attacks the Warrens' home. But yeah, it's really cool. I think that room is like one of the coolest things in like horror movie stuff. Like just room with all their shit. Like when it showed up at the end of because like at the end of every Conjuring movie, either at the beginning or the end of every Conjuring movie in the universe, except for La Llorona, you see that room where they have like a totem from every case that they do, basically. And when it showed up and Devil made me do it, I was like, fuck yeah! I was like, it got the least amount of play of like any of the movies in Conjuring 3, but when it showed up and you put it in there, I was like. Yeah. And there's the little they gotta have the shot of Annabelle and the nun. They had the painting of the nun. Man.
Dude,
the nun is the nun. It will fuck you up. Like the nun is really fucked up.
Yeah, I don't want to watch that movie. No thanks.
Oh, it's
that
so
scares
fun.
me. Isn't that like
you just gotta make sure all the lights are off?
Where does that take place too?
In the 20s, I want to say. Oh, and
like
it's cool because Vera Farmiga's daughter is the main character in the nun.
Oh.
Like her real life daughter, not Kate Bishop, but
gotta find your horror kicks.
Yeah, bro, I ain't watching none.
I'm telling you, man. No, seriously, have all the lights on and watch them with Danielle. Every movie in the Conjuring universe. I remember is worth a
when
watch.
We had the nun at the theater, and there was somebody talking. I refused to go in there. Refused to tell them to shut up because I ain't going in there. You know,
I'm not. If you're looking for a more lighthearted horror,
yeah,
stuff you could just enjoy. That's more like I think try scarier stuff.
Right.
It's very scary.
Well, even like I'm thinking to the Conjuring 2, like.
There's some stuff in Conjuring 3 that I had to take a minute. Oh, really? I was like, oh my God.
The beginning when I think it's like with the painting. I think it's like a quick shot.
The nun you're talking about?
The nun, I don't know if they're in the room or if the hallway.
The painting of the nun is in the room.
Yeah, and there's like jump out at her or something like that. And I'm like,
yeah.
I can't.
It's fucked up.
I can't do it.
It's real fucked up.
No thanks.
You sound like you want more some horror movies that are like more watchable. Like
I can do like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street.
Or also too like a lot of the Stephen King stuff. Some people
I can do
some of the movies based off of his books get hatred, and I could see why.
Yeah,
but they're always like they're kind of like creepy-ish, but maybe not like full-fledged scary. Like I know some of the people don't like him because they're not like directly to his books. Like I mean, you got of course It's the most commonly one known, but then of course you have like Christine.
The car.
Yeah, the Christine is a car.
Killer car.
It's about a car that like basically like possesses this kid. It, like,
The
makes him, like,
Langoliers.
alive.
Oh,
You ever
wow.
seen the
The
Langoliers?
Langoliers. That's a hard watch. It's extremely long.
It's very bad.
What is it?
It's like these like interdimensional things that they're almost like what is it? It's like holes in reality or like cracks in
No,
like
no, not holes in reality. What they're there for is the Langolier.
Or they
manage
eat?
to travel back in time to
Yeah.
past, and everything's all wrong though because the Langoliers eat the time that has
they
already
eat
happened.
time. That's what it is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They eat the time that has already happened, so then they can. And the one girl is like blind, and she has like super like heightened hearing, and she can hear them off in the distance. She's like, something's coming. I can hear these things. What does she describes them as like? I think she describes like the sound when you pour milk on a Rice Krispie cereal.
You heard it here first, folks.
But I mean, even then, like Silver Bullet's a pretty interesting movie too, especially if you like Gary Busey.
All right. Well, I think that'll do it for today. Any other movies or anything else you guys want to recommend before we close out?
I give a shout out to American Horror Story every so often. I thought the last season was good.
Oh, there you go.
I think I watched a few episodes of
Ryan Murphy super fan over here.
And that was kind of yeah, I think that's all I have. I don't have any recommendations because I don't really watch that many. Have you ever watched Thanksgiving?
I have not.
No.
Thanksgiving, no.
Killer Turkey.
Killer Turkey,
Yeah.
really?
I'm dead ass. Yeah.
That's funny.
Killer Turkey. I think there's a bong that kills people. Gingerbread Man that kills people. There's the tire, obviously. Rubber, I believe it's called.
Rubber is a good movie.
I never watched Rubber. I watched
Rubber is a good movie.
Thanksgiving was one of those Netflix movies I was talking about. That was like, it wasn't early days of Netflix, but I think it was early days.
So was Rubber.
streaming.
So was Rubber.
Yeah, early days of streaming Netflix.
Yeah.
When that's what they had. It's
Mhm.
like Thanksgiving, Rubber,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember Rubber was like they were pushing Rubber real hard. Rubber's like fucked up too because it's like it's got a good like it's like okay, it's a fucking tire that's like going through this like motel and then this little like strip. It's basically like this little strip town where it's like it's just like one street.
Of course.
But then there's like then there's like this whole other aspect of people are gathering to like watch it. You remember that? Where they're
No,
like,
I've never seen it.
oh, okay, yeah, like
Is this just a singular tire killing people?
it's just
or
a
is it-
tire.
is it-
It's-
okay,
It's a
I'm-
tire killing
I
people.
was like, a tire or is it on a car? Or
No, it's just a tire. It doesn't even have a wheel. It's just a tire. It's just like
A rubber tire.
Yes, exactly.
How is it?
But then there's like
okay.
people but then there's like throughout the movie like these people like up on this like ridge that like overlook the town are like got their like binoculars out and like they're like watching it unfold and it's like got this whole like weird like commentary dynamic and
So
stuff,
a
but
rubber
it's
tire
crazy.
That's alive killing people.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
I don't know if I ever need to see this in my life.
I have been one of your hosts, Sean Monk. Thank you so much for joining us on episode 69 of what's it called? Planet Film Live. One day I'll remember the name of the show. Check out the PFN Gaming channel. Check out follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. At all of those are at the official PFN. Where now we are full-fledged officially, definitely in the mode of we post on at least one of those three platforms, but lately it's been all three, almost every single day. We're back to doing hopefully a TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Short every single day. Again, check out a little bit later tonight. I'll have my thoughts on the Book of Boba Fett up there, and then once TJ gets a chance to watch it, we'll make his video, and that'll be up on TikTok probably, I don't know, tomorrow or next couple days, whatever. So yeah, check out those platforms. Make sure to follow us on there. Yeah, and we're still trying to get up to 350 subscribers, then up to 400, 500, and then 25 million. So we're almost there. But thanks for joining us, and that'll do it for me this week. Before TJ closes us out, the rest, just want to thank Travis for being on.
Thank you
TJ?
for having me.
Thanks for being here, Travis. We appreciated you coming and talking to us about Scream and everything else you had to talk about.
Go see the new one, folks.
Hopefully, I hope it does well. We'll know next week how well it does throughout the weekend. But yeah, as Sean said, please subscribe, follow on Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter.
Oh yeah,
really
Twitch.
weird Twitter like activity. Like I tweeted out like the deal poster, and it got like 2-3 retweets, and people like it was weird. And there's another thing for PG-13 when I said Batman was PG-13.
Yeah, that one went off. Both of those were today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, but that was TJ Cornwell. Like Sean said, check for all the social media platforms for new content every day. And we will see you next week with our best films of 2021.
Oh, real quick before we close out, just real quick, Disney Plus is moving forward with Rio 3.
No, we've never seen
A
either
sequel
of those.
to the first 2 Rio movies. And that'll do it, everybody. You guys have a great rest of your day.